We are live.
Good afternoon. Happy Saturday afternoon. I get to be here by myself today with Zach behind the camera. So we get to make a project today. I'm Philippa from Kawartha Quilting and Sewing in Millbrook. Oop, there's a second.
You got to mute.
I got to mute my phone here. Okay. We're in Millbrook, Ontario, and if you saw our announcement yesterday, we'll soon be in Bethany, which is about 10 minutes, a little bit towards the direction of Lindsay. We're about 10-12 minutes away from us, so it won't be too far for those of you that have traveled to us before, and I know a lot of you have traveled and done the circuit, so you're probably very familiar with From the Heart Quilt Shop. That's where we're going to be going, and we are really excited to have that new location to go to be able to spread out a bit more and be able to do more videos like this. Zach's going to have his own area in the loft in that place, and we'll be able to do more videos and have it set up all the time, which makes it a lot easier rather than sort of
Pulling every camera
rearrange
and
everything
light
every
and
time we
everything
do a
out every time we
video.
do it.
Yeah, so he's pretty happy about that. We're pretty happy about that. And judging by lots of the comments that we had, you guys are pretty happy about that. So that's going to be happening hopefully in June, and we'll keep you posted on what's going on there. So if you're not in Ontario, you may not realize that we have now had an extended lockdown for another 5 weeks, I guess. So that's why I'm kind of here by myself today. So we're trying to keep people home if they can be. And so I'm going to be showing you the Kimberbell's April fill in the blank. And we're going to be making this little bag here. That shows Zach? Nope, up a little higher, right?
There you go.
So this is what we're going to be making. All you need to do if you want to do this afterwards and you think you'd like to do this is you need to buy the April fill in the blank, this velveteen pouch. It's amethyst is the color. And then I will send you the email you the files for this. It's a free pattern for this, and you get the embroidery and the sewing pattern. So even if you don't do machine embroidery, you can have the pattern too. But the beauty about the Kimberbell pouches is the zippers are already in them. So you don't have to worry about trying to get a zipper put in them. So they're really great product to work with. They come in all kinds of different colors.
Hi Tracy. Hi Farouk. Hi Sandra.
So we have felt pouches in the blush, the olive, and the gray. And they're two different sizes you can see here. So that's the large. We're using the large one today in the velveteen. And the velveteen comes in, besides the amethyst for this fill in the blank, it comes in this mustardy color, teal color, and navy. So lots of different colors to choose from. They're really fun to work with. There are other patterns like this, butterflies, blossoms and butterflies, that is sort of specially for the pouches, but you can use these patterns on everything, and you can put other patterns on the pouches. You can do whatever you like, but that's what we're going to be using today. And in this project, we are using what they call for. So we have the pink Kimberbell leather, the seafoam green leather, the pine felt, and the buttermilk felt, and a little piece of fabric for the soil, and the aquarium, or terrarium, sorry, has the Clara's.
It's out of focus. One second. There you go.
There we go. Has the vinyl, and these are the clear vinyl sheets. There's a pack of them that you get, so that's going to be what's going to be the glass on our terrarium. Fun stuff to work with. In the Kimberbell instructions, they now have symbols. I don't know if you can see that, Zach. Symbols for the stabilizers. You can't really see that? Trust me on this one. In the instructions, they have the symbols for the different stabilizers. And it'll tell you which stabilizers you need for the different projects. And even on some of the newer CDs now, they also have the little symbol that tells you on the back of the CD case. You can see what stabilizers that they recommend for you to use for it. So it takes away all the guesswork out of that. So we are using a fusible backing on the inside of our pouch just to give it some stability so the velveteen doesn't stretch or move on us. And So that we have. And then we're also using a sticky back tearaway for us to put in the hoop. Kimberbell doesn't have theirs out yet. It's supposedly coming. But if you have any sticky back tearaway, then that's a really good thing to use for that. It just makes the project that much easier. So, are we ready to go? Anybody have any questions?
I don't think so.
Don't think so? Okay, we're gonna go. So, I have done a little bit of prep work ahead of time. I have my sticky back tearaway in my hoop. So I've just scored the top of the paper and taken it off of there. So now this part here is sticky. I have also put the fusible woven on the back of the inside of my pouch. You can see in these pouches there's 4 different layers. So we've got 2 of the outside and 2 of the lining. So this is going to be all finished on the inside when we're all done too. So on one of the inside pouches of the back of the velveteen, I put the fusible woven on here. I've marked a halfway point there and then folded it in half, and this is going to help us line up on our hoop. So the first thing I have to do is do some crosshairs to line up those folds to. Have I said that I miss you guys that help me? Okay. So the file comes with this crosshair file and then a separate file for the pattern.
So you need to stitch away now?
That was really difficult, wasn't it? Okay. So can you see the X on the screen there? I did it in a dark thread, so yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to take my hoop out. And I have a fold here and a line there. So this, I don't know if you'll be able to see this.
Not until it's in the hoop, they won't be able to.
Yeah, I'm just going to show that part. So I line up the fold with the one crosshair and the line with the other crosshair. That just to get it placed. And then I'm just going to flip it. When I flip it, it sticks to the hoop, the stabilizer in the hoop, and it's going to be nice and secure there. When you're loading it, make sure that your other sides are free and clear so that you don't get them under your hoop and stitch through them. There's nothing worse than taking your project off and you stitch through the other layers that you don't want to. So the instructions for this are really well done. It's all step by step. So I'm going to load the other file. Okay. And I've got the little terrarium there. Okay. I think we're ready to go. So the first step, it's going to do a placement line for my first piece of cactus. I don't have anybody to tell me what to do here. Melissa, where are you?
She's probably watching at home.
Yeah, probably. Okay. So can you see the placement line on the screen there?
Yep.
All right, so I've got the placement line, then I'm going to take my green leather and put it and make sure that it's covering the placement line. I'll just put a little piece of tape on there. Oh, there's some little doggies outside that aren't very happy. Okay. This leather is really soft to work with. It's nice. You don't have to worry about it being stiff or hard to sew through.
No need to change your needle for it.
Pardon me?
No need to change your needle.
No, it works well. All right, so now I have to trim this leather, so I've got to take it out of the hoop. It always works better if you trim on a flat surface. So I have my handy dandy Eddie Crest drawer here. And with the leather, I'm finding that the little clips that come in the Kimberbell scissors are nice ones for the leather. You want to do fairly small clips so that you don't end up with points on your leather. This color is pretty. You can change up all the colors of these things. You could use fabric instead of the leathers. The only thing I would say you probably wouldn't want to not use would be the vinyl, because the vinyl really gives it the effect of the terrarium. I'm using the Luminaire 2 here today. It's got all the bells and whistles that are fun to play with. Okay. So there I have my vinyl trimmed. And I've already got the thread color in that's going to do the decorative stitching on the cactus here. I'm using a dark green glide thread. The glide thread's a great embroidery thread. It's a 40 weight polyester. Nice sheen to it. Lint free. Doing some fun little decorative stitches.
It kind of already looks like a cactus.
The microphone's right next to the stitching.
Yeah. Why don't you tell them about the promo today?
So any of you that are watching today, this is our Kimberbell Fill in the Blank Embroidery Club that we're doing here. If you're watching today and you would like to purchase some Kimberbell products, you put in the code KB, the letters KB 15, and any of the Kimberbell products are on sale for 15% off. I know some of you are waiting for today to stock up a few more things, so make sure you use that code.
It is all done. Well, not all done, but that
Okay.
part.
So that piece of cactus is done. I'm going to change my thread to pink, making sure I pull the thread from the bottom out, not pulling it back up to the top. Your service repair guy would not like you if you pull it up through the top. And make sure if you use these glide spools that you snap the bottom so that the thread doesn't get caught. I've had that happen a few times. It gets caught and then it pulls your needle and it breaks your needle and it scares you half to death. It's not a nice sound.
It's extra exciting on the long arms too.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had it happen on the long arm too. Okay, I thread my needle with my little R2D2, as we like to say. And now it's going to do my placement line for my pink leather for the little cactus flower. So I've got my little piece of pink leather and just making sure that it covers where those lines are.
Joy Bates asked, does the pouch come as a kit?
With the other products. The pouch is just the pouch on its own, and then you get the files to go with it. You can decide what you want to use for the cactus and those things, the applicate stuff that you put on it. But we can certainly,
We could probably
Put
come
it
up with a
together
bundle
for you.
on the site.
yeah. A lot of these projects you can use the leather or whatever in other projects too. So once you sort of start to build up a collection of the leathers and the vinyls and things like that, you can use them from project to project. So. now it's done that tack down line for the pink leather. So now I have to trim that leather. So I'm going to take it out of my hoop again, put it on a flat surface. The pink is such a soft pink. So now maybe the machine's not going. You can hear better that the Kimberbell products are all 15% off today if you use the code KB15. And some of you have been asking about other classes that we're going to be doing. I know those of you that were in the event last Saturday, we had lots of fun with the Garden Guild event. One of the reasons we haven't booked the classes quite yet is because of this move coming up. So you might be going, oh, okay, that's why she was so vague.
Things make sense now.
Yeah. Once we get into the new place, we'll be able to do lots of classes. And we have the chapel that's attached to it. When we are allowed to be socially distant again, we can have quite a few people in there and still be socially distant. So we're really excited about that.
Hoping to be able to do sew days and whatnot.
Yeah, sew days, maybe some mini retreats. See people again. The chapel's about 2,000 square feet, so it gives us lots of room to play. It's going to be a little bit of heaven. That's what I say. Okay, we've done the pink.
Caitlin says she can't wait to see the finished product.
Oh, yes.
She'll see it
Kayla
when I
was
get
going to
home.
help today, and she was disappointed that she would. I said, you better stay home because we better be careful. And she said, can I still have one? So Caitlin, yes, this will come to you.
Stay home, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll put you back in here. And I'm going to put a green thread in. Where's my scissors gone? Oops, right here. I'm always losing my scissors. Just ask the girls. Okay, we've got that one. Different green one in this time. This is a avocado. In the instructions, it does tell you step by step to change your thread. You can use whatever color thread you want. I'm using ones that kind of contrast with what I have down for my applique piece, just for a little extra. So now it's going to do my placement line for my other cactus. And our next cactus is going to be out with the green felt. We've got the pine felt. That piece of tape didn't work very well. So I'm going to put a piece of green felt, making sure it covers over that placement line, and tape it down because they can move. The felts and the vinyls and stuff sometimes can move a bit. Don't want it to do that. Gives it character and depth, a little bit of depth to it when it's got the different materials on it. Okay.
Gonna mute you for a second. All right.
I'm muted?
You're unmuted, yes.
Okay, so now I'm trimming the felt around the cactus. That was just FedEx on a Saturday. Well, that's pretty cool. What would we do without these delivery people? I took a picture of one of our delivery guys the other day, posted it on Facebook. I asked him if I could take his picture. He said he'd never had it taken in 30 years, so I think he was pretty happy. I think that's pantographs that we've been waiting for. Are you doing lots of online shopping? I've done more than I normally would, I have to say. But I'm not really a shopper. I shouldn't say that out loud, but. Okay. Okay. So now I have my felt trimmed. Let's stick it back in here. And now it's going to do the decorative stitch on the felt. Does anybody have any questions? I know a few of you have this blank to do. Show us your
If they haven't
projects.
done it already.
Some of you have done already, yeah. Show us your projects when you get them done. I'd like to see them. That's a cute little cactus. I'm going to change the thread to brown next to match our soil. We have lots of felt colors you can use for lots of different projects. Lots of velveteen too. I don't know if you've seen the chenilling patterns that they have now. There's lots of pieces of chenille in different colors that are neat. A little messy, but they're fun to work with. Almost done the cactus. It's that kind of dreary day. It's a nice day to be sitting in and doing some of this stuff. Even our dog this morning wasn't really anxious to come to work. He got curled up in Eric's arm. She got curled up in Eric's arms, and she really didn't want to come today. Makes it easier to stay home when it's not great weather, doesn't it? One more little piece here. So what are you all working on today? Anybody doing any embroidery projects at home? Or quilting or sewing? Okay, that one's done. Now we're going to use a brown. I've got a different brown in this one. This is a darker brown piece that we had. You can use a scrap of fabric, whatever scrap that you want to use. In our sample that I first showed you, we've got the brown lattice from the Kimberbell Basics line. This brown that I'm going to be using is the brown linen that I'm putting on here. Okay, gotta change my thread. brown.
Rhonda says she's about to follow along with us and also working on a pillow.
Okay. Brown thread in. I'm going to do placement line for the fabric. I think I lost this one. The cutting instructions for a lot of these pieces are also quite generous, so you don't have to be quite as big as maybe they say sometimes, but as long as your piece of fabric or leather or whatever it is bigger than your placement line, you should be pretty good. Let's do my tack down line.
Like someone wrong, and we may not be online at the moment.
Oh yeah, it disappeared off my phone.
It's like here.
Oh wait.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Our internet blipped. And we were live. We are not live.